everybody. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you about what I consider to be the 3 keys to heal even the most difficult challenges with your health. And, a lot of times when people have health issues, they will get into this space where they really only focus on the physical, or they only focus on the energetic. And what I have found is quite oftentimes it is literally mind, body, and spirit. So I wanted to talk real quickly about why those 3 aspects together are so important. I look at any issue in your life, it doesn't just have to be health, but any issue, you have the physical representation, the manifestation at the top. That's the surface level, that's what's happening, it's what you're seeing and experiencing. If it's your health, it might be digestive issues or neurological issues or maybe immune issues. And that's what you're going to see. Your body's expressing with these symptoms and these problems. Underneath of that layer is the mental emotional piece. So there might be thought processes or traumas or things that you've dealt with in the past that might be affecting the physicality. But underneath of that is really the most important of all of the different layers and levels and things to look at. It's the spiritual, because the spiritual is the whole reason why you're even going through it. So I like to dig deep. I like to go deeper and figure out what's going on. Why are you having these experiences? But it's not to say that any one layer or level is more important than another, because they're all important. But you just might not be looking where you need to look if you're still struggling with some of your health issues. So if you have not had a chance to read through my quick guide on the path of healing, I'm including that in this email, or however it is you're receiving this video. You should be able to also get the link to this guide in the description. So please make sure you click in on that and just read through it. It goes a little bit more in depth into what I'm going to be talking about. And it's just meant to give you a quick glimpse. It's a real quick read to help you see if you're not paying attention to something that you should be. So on the physical level, it's really important to build that foundation. You're in this physical realm, you're in this physical body, and this body is important. You need to take care of it. It truly is your temple. It is how you connect to spirit. It is how you are the bridge between heaven and earth. It is everything that you're meant to be in this body. So you really need to take care of it. And what does that mean? It means foregoing the foods that are causing problems, bringing in the foods that are actually going to help and serve you, and maybe supplementing or doing some detox and doing different things to really support that body. And my body temple class really goes in more in depth to a lot of these things if you're interested. And it's very helpful. You need to take care of the physical body. I think there might be some masters walking amongst us who might be able to eat pizza and all kinds of other crazy, horrible for you foods and still be in incredible health and in all ways. But most of us, we need high quality, high vibe foods that are very high in nutrient and low in toxicity to help our bodies thrive during this time. And we're in an incredible time. It's a wonderful time to be alive, and it's important to really feed your body because it has never been under more stress than it probably is right now. So please do that. It's also important to exercise and to move. Your body was meant to move. So even if you're physically disabled, find ways to move, find ways to help your body experience the joy of being in movement. Even if you're in pain, it's a sign oftentimes of emotional pain. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but it might hurt to move, but your body also needs it. So if you need to work with a physical therapist or a trainer or something, move with your body, move and get the fluids going, get your body operating the way it was meant to. And it just helps create a really nice foundation for whatever's meant to come in your journey. Another thing that's really important is the idea of stress release. We experience so much stress, especially nowadays. It's all over the place. Even if you're not even leaving the house, you're experiencing stress. And it's just a lot to take in, and it's a lot for the body to not recover. So actively find ways to not be active, actively find ways to relax your body and get into parasympathetic. That could be maybe a stretching or a yoga class, or it could be a nice gentle walk, movement, meditation movement, or just being seated in meditation and calming the body and getting yourself into a parasympathetic state. It's really important for your entire well-being. So that really are the basic ideas around the physical aspect of who you are. The next layer is the mental emotional. So once you get the foundation of that physicality going, you're supporting your physical body, then you want to start to go deeper. And there's lots of different ways to do that, but you really need to look at your traumas and your wounding. Even the littlest things sometimes were traumatic, or the littlest things that you think shouldn't bother you do, and it all adds up. Sometimes the little things that you've experienced along your path far outweigh some of the big things, because you've dealt with some of the big things, possibly. And these little things you just think are ridiculous, so you don't deal with them. And it builds up over time. And there's a lot to deal with there. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your perspectives. A lot of times the way we think about a situation is actually making us worse off. How we feel about healing, or how we feel about our bodies, or who we are, shame, guilt, anger, all those more negative or heavier emotions really do affect you in all ways. Whether you're dealing with a health issue, or you're trying to manifest something, or you're just looking for better partnerships or friendships, whatever that is, your shadow side, your darkness within, the things that you have not healed or shined your beautiful light on, are going to create distortion and heaviness in your experience. So it's really important for you to get out there and actively seek those out, look for those dark hiding spaces and shine the light on them and try to clear them. And like I said, there's lots of different ways that you can approach this. Some people really find benefit with counseling, other people don't. Some people might do well with neuro-linguistic programming or hypnosis. Some people don't do well with that either. Just going to an energy healer could be the answer, or a good spiritual coach, or somebody who really can help you walk through some of your darkness. Don't run from it anymore. You really can't run from it. It's going to follow you everywhere you go, and you can't ignore it. I'm not a believer in spiritual bypassing. I don't believe that you can vibe yourself out of your traumas. Your body holds it. And there are ways that you can get yourself into such a state that it can instantly clear a lot of things. That is true. But sometimes I think a lot of times we really need to face what happened to us and dive within and work through the lessons or the karma or just the wounding of it and come out on the other end of it. Sometimes I think you can go around things. Most of the time, I think you need to just walk through, and with lots of love and lots of patience, but also with a good attitude. Your attitude is really important. If you're walking through that darkness and you've got a really cruddy attitude, you're not going to get very far. Or you could just sit there and spin in it. And that's not the point. You really want to move through it, and you want to get out of there as quickly as you can. But having done the work, we're here in this experience to have these issues pop up for us so that we can work through them, or to come to some sort of realization. And so it's all important. Okay. And then the next is your spiritual level. That is the whole reason why you're going through everything, right? Sometimes you really need to understand what you as a soul are trying to get from the experience so that you can figure out where you need to work through it. And sometimes it's just belief. It's just having that faith. Sometimes it's a contract you have with somebody, or to have an experience in this life that you really need to honor some sort of a partnership or something, and be a certain way with somebody, so that you both get what you need to get out of that relationship. Sometimes it's karma, or past life traumas, things that you're working to heal. It could be lessons, things that you need for your journey or your path, or it could be an initiation, right? So a lot of us, I've noticed, a lot of people who have chronic health concerns, I mean, it's a bit of all of this, quite honestly, but those who seem the most motivated to heal, they're on a mission. And quite oftentimes it involves figuring it out for themselves so that they can then apply what they've learned to help others. And that's such a beautiful mission. And that's definitely what happened for me. But you need to learn those lessons. You can't just wish them away or learn it from a book. You really need to experience it and walk the journey to get to the other side so that you can have a very clear path to show others. And that's so beautiful. What better way to put your challenges to work than to help others, right? The initiation piece is also very interesting. Sometimes we go through these things because we reached a certain level of our ascension or our soul's growth. And in order to get to the next one, we need like some big test, or we need some sort of change or upgrade in our DNA, or something that we need to go through to expand us. And it's usually pretty dramatic, and it moves us into the next level. And that's really important. And sometimes our issues, our challenges, our concerns, everything that we're dealing with, it's doing exactly that. So if you know it's an initiation, then you know, okay, so this is going to be fun. I've got some work to do, and I've got to stay strong, and I've got to just really work it and push through it, and apply all that I've learned so far into this levels test, so that I can get through to the next level of whatever this is, right? But it's also important. And so those are the things that I feel are really keys for you to understand in your healing journey. And as you're working through your challenges, are you applying these three things? You know, the physicality, are you supporting that physical body or the physical experience? You know, if it's trying to bring, maybe a love relationship in, are you supporting that in the physical? Are you creating space for that? Are you taking care of yourself, your body, for this union or whatever it is you're looking for? Or if it's healing, or, whatever the issue is in the physical level of things, are you doing what you need to do there to prepare to be in a better space? The mental, emotional, can't say enough about that. That seems to be some of the biggest keys, are addressing the mental, emotional, the way you think about it, the way you feel about things. Are you operating from more of your victim paradigm, that victim archetype that we all come in with when you're working through something that's happened to you? Are you coming at it through that space, or are you in a more empowered space, your divine power? That's really important. If you're not switching from that victim space to the divine power space, you're not going to get to where you want to go. And you're not going to get the lessons that you're supposed to get from whatever is happening with you. So that's all really good. You need to do that. Okay. And then just that spiritual piece, understanding the deeper meaning of everything that's happening. You just need to get it. You need to understand it. You need to figure out what's happening with you and where you're at as a soul. And whatever struggle or challenge you're going through, that's the whole point of it. And so I honor you for all of the things that you go through. And I know it's a struggle. I know it's hard sometimes. And I also know that you're going through this because you have it within you to get to the other side. And so I honor that in you. And I'm so happy for you to be finding your way. And if there's anything I can do to help and support you, just let me know. All right, so bye for now, guys.